Support for this podcast comes from State Farm. With surprisingly great rates, State Farm is the real deal when it comes to home and car insurance. State Farm agents are always ready to help you personalize your insurance plan so you can create a policy that fits your needs. You can manage your coverage, pay your bill, or even file a claim right from your phone with the State Farm mobile app. And you can always call one of the State Farm agents in neighborhoods across the country. Get a great rate without sacrificing great service. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Scarpins Avenue.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Benders, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits the funny hits and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population Gabrus.
Jon Gabrus. Welcome back to the quarantine version of Dumb People Town. We miss you,
If
man.
there was ever a town for me, it's Dumb People Town.
You
And
came...
especially if I
Now.
can visit without leaving my house.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
There
you
you
can
go.
do it and it's weird because you came into the studio and you were dressed slightly nicer than you were when you came into the studio. You treated our studio like it was your house.
Yeah, I am not a fancy person. I am a t-shirt, backwards hat,
I
and
love it,
shorts
dude.
guy. Yeah.
I love it.
I actually changed from a tank top into a t-shirt because whoever emailed me was like, "We may record the Zoom for video."
Yeah,
or whatever. I was
man.
like, "Well, I don't need my fucking
Whatever. You
my
need it.
Oprah Winfrey triceps
Come
flapping in the wind down there."
on, you get a car. You get a tricep. You get a jiggle.
arm fat.
No, dude, you are a wonderful. We are a fan of yours, and you are so good in this realm. And we just had to have you back. Do you feel like the world's gotten dumber since the pandemic? Is it the pandemic?
Oh man, I don't know if the world has gotten dumber or if everything's slowed down enough that we're starting to able to actually interact with the people that live in this world, and we're like, oh yeah. No, we're very it's like you lived in like an
Keep
apartment.
going. I'm going to check something.
Keep going.
I've been living in the. You keep going. I've been living in this apartment for 8 years since I moved to LA, and my neighbors were always fine.
Yeah.
And my windows are open, so I better pump the brakes here. But now that everyone's home and around, I'm interacting with them more than ever, and it's not good. You do not want to interact with people that you only interact with because they live close.
Right. Because you can't pick your neighbors. You really can't.
No.
You
And
really
these
can't.
motherfuckers got nothing going on.
I know.
And
It's
I know how to get out of a conversation because we're professionals. We know
Thank
how to
you.
button it.
Thank you.
We know how to
Exactly.
go like, I got a joke as I'm turning to get in my car as I'm saying it. A lot of these people will just be standing there like fucking hills have like right in front of your car being like,
through you.
the weather, huh? And you're like, oh my God.
dude.
I can't.
That's why sometimes even in normal life, I end it like it's a meet and greet. I'm like, you want to get a picture?
Yeah.
And then when they get done, I'm like, all right, cool. You guys take care. It was so great meeting you.
Who's next? You can't turn and be like, who's next? Who wants me to sign a poster? No.
There's a lot of people at this Trader Joe's who I've met once who want to say hi to me, but it was great seeing you.
So good at them. I mean,
I definitely say like, well, I'll catch you later, man. Like in the middle of a store, like when they're like,
Yeah.
well, I was just like, yeah, well, I'm running out. I'll see you later because
Well,
we
that's-
live next door to each other.
I
I'll
know.
run into you again.
Well, that's great. We'll hear more about this later, and we'll be right back with
We're
more.
gonna
And you just take we're gonna take a quick break, gonna pay some bills, and then we'll be right back. We get these stories sent to us by our awesome fans, and we've got one right now. Let's jump right in. 'Cause
Ready,
Jon
friends?
Gabrus here.
This was sent in by Jeffrey Alberghini. JJ Alberghini.
It's the off-brand sports car, the
Yes.
Alberghini.
Yes. The very Eastern European sports car.
It comes with cologne in the center console.
like the doors open down.
The
Yeah.
door,
on
they flap down. Like,
There's already a steering wheel cover on it.
yeah.
It's, visibility is very low. Too many dice hanging from the
Too many.
The car
That's
comes
an
A
with
lot of
dice.
blind spots.
A lot of blind spots.
Blind spots where there shouldn't be, like the middle of the back windshield. You're like, come on, this Alberghini's crazy.
You ready? I love this headline. Mobile woman, or mobile, I'm sorry. Mobile woman awoke Or maybe it's Mobile.
It's Mobile, Alabama. I'm
Mobile.
assuming.
Long
I'm
day.
assuming.
Well, I
Mobile?
got to hear the predicate because
Yeah.
what if
I
she
know.
was
No, it's
mobile?
Could
Mobile.
be very like moving around a lot.
Yeah.
She's
What,
not.
what a weird modifier.
She's not.
Upright person.
Not at all, though. Wait till you hear that. You're right. You needed the predicate
Okay,
because Mobile woman awoke to a collapsed roof over her bed. Then came the bees.
Then
The Lord never gives you any more than you can handle.
I
Guys. We
immediately
know this.
think of Kurt Braunohler's bit, which is I highly recommend. I don't even know where you can find it, but it was a bit that he was doing that we saw him do that made us laugh so hard about a woman who
A dude in his house, he didn't realize that
they
there
had
were
like 70,000 bees in his house.
in
He's
his
like,
walls, and he's like, I just didn't hear it.
I just didn't feel like he's like, if I see 2 bees, I'm like, we got to swarm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Move. Yeah.
and
Burn
whole,
the house down.
The whole brilliance of the bit is like people not realizing that the shit's coming down all around us. Well, literally this is
it's
what's
for her.
happening.
I mean, she's anytime I hear like fighting off bees, I either go straight to Tommy Boy or my girl.
My girl.
Thomas J. Thomas J. Just
Veda, Veda Sultanfuss, that little heartbreaker.
I
He
know.
can't see without his glass.
He's gonna die.
Thomas J.
I'm
Okay.
allergic to everything. Everything, including chocolate. Everything.
How about love? How about love?
Can we rewrite the headline real quick to
Yeah.
be immobile?
It also works.
Immobile woman.
It says in Mobile, immobile.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wait,
Mobile,
Dan,
Alabama.
Then Came the Bees does sound like Tom Petty's follow-up album to Damn the Torpedoes. I just
Sure.
need to say that.
Torpedoes,
Yeah.
Then came the bees.
Then Came the Bees.
Mobile, Alabama, from WALA in Alabama. As a Mobile native, this was not Rosetta Kimbrow's first hurricane.
What?
No,
Is that their attempt
Is
to
it
say
this-
it's not
no,
her
the
first
first rodeo?
rodeo?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And when she followed the track, pushing it towards the Gulf shores, she figured she'd be okay on the mild side.
Wait,
First of all,
they're taking this like
No, I don't
metaphor.
think it's a metaphor. I think
No.
there's a real hurricane coming, and
I
she's
think that's
like,
where the roof and bees came from.
yes,
is the
and also
hurricane.
she's also. That's what you get in like hurricane states of people being like, well, look, the way I tracked the hurricane,
Yeah.
like as though they have their own method to everything, whether or not they take it seriously or. And I'm
Dan,
on the
this is-
backside of a hurricane.
This is the problem with, and people say, what's so bad about this president? What's so bad about this stuff? When you say that everything is fake, you give people the opportunity to say the weather is not right.
Sure.
I will track this on my own way by
Right.
spitting on my thumb and holding it up in the air.
Well, hurricanes. Go ahead, Gabrus.
I do think there's also like a vibe to people who live in hurricane places or tornado places or city residents where people from outside the area are like, what are you fucking crazy? And they're like, we get 25 hurricanes a week.
We're
It's
fine.
like you got to pick and choose.
Pick the
Or
ones
like,
you-
if you go in Europe and you drive in like Italy with someone and it's like 100 kilometers an hour around
Yeah,
like mountain
yeah.
roads, you're like, this is horrifying. Like, no, this is life here.
This
is
this
how we
lady
do
is
it.
just like,
yeah.
this hurricane. I
man.
looked at it online. We're safe.
It's
my
fine.
knees don't even hurt.
Does Long
Yeah.
Island get any natural disasters?
I think earthquake and typhoon visited for Monday Night Raw at the Nassau Coliseum. That joke is maybe just
Great.
for DVK.
It's so good. It's so good. Well, no, there was Hurricane.
Right, 'cause you guys
Hurricane
get-
Sandy hit.
Did go
up.
all
Yeah,
the
we
way
had
up there?
Sandy.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sandy
did
went
go
all the way up.
there.
It went all
That
the way
is-
up.
Yeah, because we get
Crazy story.
tornadoes.
Oh,
Go ahead,
Illinois.
Gabrus. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say I moved to LA on the end of Sandy. Like my apartment was completely packed up during Sandy.
No way.
And I was stranded. Power was out as I was driving up to BQE, paying $180 for a car service to take me and my wife and my dog
my
to
God.
JFK to leave forever.
Whoa.
And the power was out in New York City. I'm just driving, and I'm like, this is horrifying, but also with me and my wife are like, maybe it's time to leave.
We're getting
We had
out of here
8
just in
feet of
time.
water in
Oh
our
my
street
God.
in Brooklyn. Let's get the fuck out.
And you're driving out, and it's darkness, and you're like, we're leaving chaos.
Yeah, and now California, we're set. We're made in the shade.
Yeah, nothing to worry
about
at
here.
all.
No fire,
Oh.
no fires, no earthquake.
Well, Kimbrough said she promised her husband she would join him shortly when he went downstairs to the first level of their home on West Creek Circle Drive, but she drifted off to sleep at about 4 a.m. How late does this couple stay up? What are you watching? What is going on?
I'll join you shortly.
And then I'm going to fall asleep.
Dan, in my mind, the husband was dead. She said, I'll join you shortly in 1998.
Right.
And then came the bees.
And maybe I was asleep about 20 minutes. And I woke up to a crashing noise, she told Fox 10 News. I opened my eyes, and to the right of me is a tree branch in the room, in the bed. And to the left, I had a board growing across my chest and one going across my legs. So I wasn't able to get out the side.
God, how much NyQuil did she take?
Oh my God.
Like you didn't even you're just noticing the boards across you. Like you're not seeing the board.
No,
like
she's woken up to,
She's
She's partying with her husband till 4 a.m. He's going downstairs to fucking grab a grip of Whippets.
And he has
she's like,
no
I'll join
idea.
you in a little bit.
He has no idea either. He's fucking time traveling with these Whippets. And every once in a while he's like, babe,
Where are you?
you coming or what?
No,
Yeah.
be right down. No, but like
She'll sleep through anything, this broad.
Well, I was gonna say like the tree crashes in and it's on the bed and she's just like, Jeff.
Yeah.
No, that's
Not now, honey.
Tree.
Not now.
I'm sleeping.
So she opens her
then
eyes.
came the bees.
Yeah.
Dan, are you a heavy sleeper?
I'm moderate. Yeah.
I used to be the heavy sleeper. Now it's because I brace myself for my kids to come into the room and bother the hell out of me in the middle of the night. So if I hear the tiniest sound, like I can hear the beginnings of the covers of my daughter's beds, like coming out as she's coming into the room. And I'm like, I'm up. It's 3 a.m.
God damn it.
I was in a deep sleep and now I'm up. This woman probably never had kids.
Never had kids. This is a
Just
tree
a
going
partying
So she
woman.
wakes up. Everything's all over her. There's a tree next to her.
boards across her chest.
I wasn't
and her
able to get
legs.
out the side. I was able to hear, but I wasn't able to see because the ceiling had come crashing down around me also.
Okay.
Then, like something out of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, came the bees.
Is that the thing? The 4 horsemen?
Like
of the
no,
something
the bees
out
are
of-
not listed in the Bible.
These are the 5th horseman.
That's by the way, how scared would you be if you saw a bunch of bees in the shape of a horseman riding a horse?
I'm scared of a bee.
A
One
bee.
bee at the beach will have me
Sure.
fucking running around,
Right.
whipping my towel at it and
That's
shit.
right.
And if you tell me 1,000 bees come at me when I'm pinned to a table like a fucking night
I'd
terror,
be,
Oh
I'd
my
be
God.
so
and the 4 horsemen, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson,
Ole Anderson, Ole and Arn Anderson,
Ole and Arn.
the Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
saw
they're
Jim
all
Garvin.
coming for
Ron Garvin, the Hands of Stone.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Okay.
Then came the bees. The tree that had crashed into Kimbrough's roof was full of them.
Jesus.
I was stung at least how many times do you think this woman with a
think she
tree
was
next
stung.
to her, a roof on top of her, cannot see, she starts hearing, which means she can first probably hear like the zzz.
And then she just gets stung. Like the bees are probably like so mad
Right.
that their house is broken. They're like, who can we
Right.
blame? Who can we? The bees are basically like every Karen ever. They're like, what manager can we complain to?
Right.
Here we go.
How many times did she get Thomas Jade up in this bed?
What do you think,
oh,
Gabrus?
this poor woman, I would say, let's say 300.
Okay, Jason.
She's making up the number. So this is not
Right,
scientific.
that's where I went with.
I'm going
yeah.
to say 500. She's going to
Okay.
say 500.
I'm going to say she's the type of person who'd be like, she could have been stung 50 times, which, by the way, Jay, you got stung by 3 wasps.
So when we were filming United States of America, we were in this old timey, like in Virginia.
it's like Civil War house.
No, it was Revolutionary times,
War. I'm
like
sorry.
John Adams' old neighborhood, and they're like back into this house, and you guys are going to walk out, and then you're going to do this opening stand up to the thing. And so I go all the way back by the wall, and it feels like I just stood against like 3 or 4 pins, like put right into my back, and I jump up. I'm like, what the hell? And then I see these wasps flying around, and I come out, and I got stung by 3 wasps. It was the most painful thing I've ever had to deal with in my life.
3 wasps.
3.
I think she's going to say she was stung 2,000 times.
Okay. I was stung at least 15 to 20 times by the
okay.
bees. Now, here's the thing you
Okay.
guys
Not
weren't
bad,
considering.
but still bad.
She's downplaying. She slept through the roof falling
She
on her.
did.
Everything
Right.
for
She's
her-
playing it very cool.
Yes.
So it could have been 300, like Gabrus said.
She said also there were bugs in the tree and they were getting into my ears and I was trying to swat them and kill. So she cannot get off this bed.
She can't get
She-
the bugs
Remember,
are in her ears.
now, I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody except
Nor
for
do
a few
I.
choice people.
Sure.
So, but the dumb part is she could have gone downstairs with her husband when
She
he went.
should have.
She tried to gauge her own path on this hurricane and decided she was on the mild side of
Yeah,
it.
it's fine.
So it's kind of like you literally made this bed that you're now lying in.
you're
It's
now
a
unable to get out of.
hurricane of bees.
Yes.
Well, she's very lucky actually that it wasn't the Wolverine tree in the
Oh my God.
to the house. Yeah.
If that thing fell, thank God that's still standing.
I got bit 3 times. Your arm is gone.
By the way, there
about
are
murder
squirrels
hornets?
up in the trees right by the side of my house. And like I watched a squirrel, and it's not a flying squirrel, mind you, jump from our roof to the tree. It jumped about 8 feet. I
No.
could not believe how far the squirrel jumped. If the squirrel tree came into our house, we'd be fucked.
Yeah,
I
you'd
mean,
be-
nailed.
Yeah.
Truly, if 2 squirrels are loose in your house, that's a disaster. If
You're
you have
done. You're done.
1,000 bees and
Oh my
bugs in
God.
your ears, dude,
Ugh.
it's a fucking
This is-
nightmare. It's like
God.
Temple of Doom.
This
It
is
is.
big.
Meanwhile,
It
the
is.
husband's still downstairs just ripping bongs. Rosetta!
You want a sandwich?
Rosetta, get down here. I love her name, Rosetta.
He's just
Rosetta, go
laying
ahead.
in a pile of fucking empty whipped cream containers.
Yeah. And like 3.
I hear nothing upstairs.
Bring the vacuum cleaner down here when you come.
We got a
Bring
mess.
the Roomba.
Kimbo's husband, Kimbro, whatever, Rosetta's husband, was helpless to pull her out. So he called 911, which means they tried. And that sketch, that comedy sketch of him walking into the room with the bees and the bugs and the roof and the branch. I'm singing like a children's song
The
now.
bees and the bugs and the roof and the branches.
And trying to pull her out unsuccessfully while she's being stung and attacked by bugs and can't open her eyes. I want
sorry.
that. I want that UCB sketch where they definitely have to clean the stage
Oh,
afterwards.
yeah.
As a married man, I can tell you before he tried to rescue her was 20 minutes of Bruce, what? Get up here. Just tell me what you want. No. I need you to come on. Just say what it like.
And then-
I'm on the couch.
And then Bruce is like, well, I'll just call her
yeah.
from downstairs. You didn't answer.
You didn't answer. You got to have your phone by you, honey.
He tries to, they call 911 because he can't get her out. That's when 25 of the Mobile Fire and Rescue Department raced through high winds and streets blocked with downed trees and power lines. Kimbrough said the rescue workers were there within minutes.
Amazing.
The crew quickly assessed the situation and managed to lift the debris off Kimbrough.
What if they quickly assessed the situation and said, sir, you're going to have to find a new wife?
Right.
We can't get her out either.
Fire department gets there like,
Nobody
I think
can
we
get her
got to
out.
burn her out from the inside.
Too many bees in there, guys. We don't do bees.
Well, you were right. They assessed the situation, and the fire department managed to lift the debris off Kimbrough while battling bee stings of their own.
Oh my God.
Other than those bee stings and a concussion, Kimbrough escaped serious injury. She said she realized how close she came to a different outcome, describing how the roof joist sailed right past her. It was between my chest and my abdomen, which I think she means next to, not literally between.
Yeah.
And embedded into the mattress, like impaled the mattress
my
next
God.
to her. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All she had to do was go downstairs with Bruce. When he wanted to
That's
go
it.
downstairs, that's all she had to do.
That's it.
And the weirdest part is the bees made her their queen. now she,
At this point,
now she fucks drone bees all day and makes honey.
Dude, she
the
murders those hornets.
interspecies nature, and I'm going to highly recommend this for people because I just watched this last night. My octopus teacher is such
Yes,
an
dude.
unbelievable
this?
documentary. You saw it, obviously, Gabe.
I watched it. It's
What
so
is
fun.
this?
How beautiful is that thing?
It's beautiful and it's so peaceful in a time when nothing
Oh
is
my
peaceful.
God.
Like it was such
On
a
what?
nice
What is
breath.
this?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's a documentary about a guy. I want to say he's Australian or New Zealand, but
South African,
South
I
African.
think.
That's
Yeah.
right. Sorry,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Just kidding.
The other white weird accent.
That's
yeah.
right. But so he's South African. That is right. He's African, and he is a filmmaker. And I don't want to give too much of it,
Okay.
but he observes this octopus in a certain area, and it really is about his relationship with this octopus. So, like you were saying, Gabrus, after watching that movie, she could be the queen.
Yeah. just to pile on selling My Octopus Teacher, I don't think it's a spoiler to say this guy visits an octopus every day for like its entire lifespan, which I learned is only about a year.
About a year.
Which is as how long octopi live, and
I
they're
couldn't
very
believe how there's so much. I thought about it all night. I literally,
All right, I'm in.
Same.
I love it.
My wife won't eat octopus anymore.
I will not eat octopus anymore either. I will not eat it. I
Really?
will not eat it anymore. After watching this, I'm like, I will not eat it anymore.
All right, I'll check.
You're
it
a
out.
better man. Has not affected me. That's
Sure,
I'm
okay.
still
I
gonna
don't think
eat
it'll
my-
affect me either.
You're like, but if you tried the octopus down at Medea,
All right. nope.
might change your
Pre-record
mind.
callback.
That's
I love
right.
a
Might
pre-record
change your
callback.
mind. Might
Okay.
change your mind a little
Fire
bit.
Rescue Captain Dana Tans with a Z, which is just
Oh, hell
waiting to
yeah.
open their own car.
That's a guy
wash.
with the bushiest mustache ever. Dana
Yeah.
Tan.
Dana Tans said,
Yeah, I got a girl's name. What's it to you?
could have, or it's a girl, who knows? The joist could have killed her 1 or 2 inches the other way, he said, and she could have been impaled.
I mean, now you're gonna have to hear that from this girl, from this woman, for the rest of her life. I could have died.
Well, more likely, the husband was like, "If I would have stayed in bed with you,
That's right.
I would
would've
be
died."
dead. Yeah.
So, honey,
shit.
honey, I have to have an affair now.
yeah.
Wait,
yeah,
what?
I'm allowed to. I'm
did
legally gifted an affair.
This
from
is why I want
honey,
separate
honey,
rooms.
honey,
babe.
you were stuck up there. I moved on.
I moved on.
It's like Castaway. I mean, once I heard
9
about
minutes.
the bees, I thought you were dead.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like,
I made peace with it.
I immediately called your sister. Huh?
he looks at her and he goes,
What?
"You got to go home," and she goes, "I got to go home." And then they're like, "This, we both still live here."
Oh, jeez. Well, no one lives upstairs now.
A rescue like this is relatively unusual in Mobile, perhaps one a month. That's not unusual. If you're doing this once a month in Mobile, Alabama,
Fighting bees in trees?
yeah, you're really stretching the word relatively
Yeah,
when you say
exactly.
relatively unusual. During Hurricane Sally, however, rescue workers responded to 4 separate emergencies between 4:30 and 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday. 3 of them were very similar, according to a department spokesman, Stephen Millhouse. Everything's coming up him. The wild part about it was that there were 3 instances within 3 hours. Much like Rosetta Kimbrough, he said 3 women in their beds just trying to ride out the storm. Who sings that song?
Yeah, it's REO
Speedwagon,
Speedwagon.
baby.
Riding the storm out.
But how about
Waiting
that?
for the fallout.
3 women.
On a full moon night in a Rocky Mountain winter.
I think he's got it. You two. But how many? 3 women alone in their beds. All of them get their roofs collapsed down. None of them were caring about this hurricane,
So-
and they all paid the price for it, but not enough because they're not dead. Which
So
is I'm
again,
glad.
I come back to our dumbass president, and I come back to that. If you don't listen to the experts, expect a bunch of, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're gonna get it.
Expect a tree to
If
fall
you
on you and
don't-
get bit by
If
bees.
you don't respect nature, and if you don't respect science, and you don't respect the disease,
it's gonna come get you.
It's coming to get you.
Bugs in your ears, stung by bees.
Three
Joist
women in
come-
their beds just trying to ride out the storm. Trees come down in their home, roofs, joists, ceiling. He's literally tagging onto the conversation.
That's
we were
right.
saying.
Yeah.
All of it
Who is
collapses
this guy,
on
Brody?
top of these
It's like
women.
Brody Stevens. Roofs, joists, ceiling. You got it. Stung by bees.
I've replaced a soffit.
I can now,
Mobile, Alabama, 517.
till I die. You got it.
Added Tans. That was a very unusual night. Now we train. We've trained for years for situations like that, but to have 4 in one night, it's very unusual, but all outcomes were great. Rescue worker Josh Holtz, Nosy, said the bees presented a unique challenge. I love that they're sizing this up like it's American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of guys who were allergic, so of course we kept them out. What about that? The fire department gets there and they're like,
So
who
now-
can go in here? And 3 dudes are like,
Guess
no.
what? Now every fire department is going to have a beekeeper on staff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Despite
I love
the
that moment
adrenaline.
when Ronnie has to go, "Hey, Chief, you know how you always mock me for having all those allergies?
Yeah.
Well, this is one of them. I don't think I can go in there. Oh, Ronnie, you fucking lazy bastard.
You Thomas J. son of a bitch.
Everything? Everything.
I really wasn't that frightened while it was going on because, like I said, most of my time we spent occupying keeping the bees off me, said Rosetta. So very quickly prioritized what she cared about.
Yeah.
She said despite the adrenaline, she felt every single sting and said that helped her keep the mind off the danger that she faced. I love the silver lining is the bees.
The stinging helped keep me from the danger, which is really the relationship with my husband.
It's like the scene. It's like the scene in Top Secret. It's so brilliant where he's in prison and he has a dream that he is running to go find out if
he's late for classes and I missed all the exams. But
he's like the finals are done. You missed it.
And then he wakes back up and he's being whipped and he's like, oh, thank God.
So good.
She said, I wasn't frightened when it was going on, but once I got back home from the hospital, I looked in the room and saw the damage, and I was horrified.
That's when you were horrified?
That's it. That's story number 1.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Go downstairs, Rosetta.
What is that though? Because there is that power of like in the moment you don't know it, but then when you look at what happened to you when you got rear-ended, or you like look at what the car did to the, and you're like, whoa! I can't believe I didn't register that was a big deal.
Right. I mean, like this. How much is she going to blame the husband for not bringing her down there? You should have been more forceful.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to hear about it for the rest of his fucking life.
He,
also, that's some shit that makes you second guess your decision. Like you're like, well, hon, you go to the grocery store, and then you're like, well, fuck, what if
a tree?
This is how you end up. You're like Gwyneth in a real sliding doors situation.
What if a bush full of hornets falls into her car? I don't know what's going to happen now. All right, that's our first story down the books. Jon Gabrus is with us. We're going to talk about what he's got going on right after the break. Stay with us.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more to People Town.
Guys, I want to tell you about a podcast from our good buddy, one of the biggest, funniest stand-ups out there, Joe
Great
Coy.
episode of this show.
Oh, he was so good
He
on
thought
our
he
show.
figured out my. He's like, hey, Dan doesn't have a good poker face. Like, okay,
All right.
Yeah.
That was my
Couldn't do it.
favorite is a confident Joe Coy.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Well,
We've done his
he's the
show.
best.
We've
Yeah.
done his show. It's amazing.
His podcast, The Coy Pond, is the hit podcast from the hilarious mind of the man we were talking about, Joe Coy. Every week, Joe brings his infectious and explosive comedic energy, and it is both of those things from the stage to the recording studio, along with his co-host, Dre Simmons.
I love Dre.
Joe talks about every topic under the sun, family, stand-up, sports. He's a big sports fan. Whatever crazy things are going on in his life, and he just has a crazy, hilarious life. Conversations can be wild, silly, uproarious, but also Joe and Dre aren't afraid to dive deep. They do. They
He
get
gets
deep on the
personal
show.
and deep. I love it.
So Joe brings on guests from across the world of entertainment, including musicians, UFC fighters, comedians like Gabriel Iglesias, Hannibal Buress, Tisha Campbell, Sklar Brothers. And Dan, the Koi Pond is your weekly dose of good vibes, positivity, and laughs. We all need that right now. Everyone asks us, what's your recommendation for a podcast?
We're telling you right now.
We got one. So
Koi Pond.
Check it out. The Koi Pond with Joe Coy. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, Townies, breaking up with your old wireless provider just got a whole lot easier thanks to Mint Mobile. You've been looking for a way out? Well, here's it. They were the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, and now Mint Mobile is introducing their unlimited data plan for just $30 a month.
Amazing.
Yeah, let that sink in. An unlimited plan for $30. So how much is your soon-to-be ex-wireless provider currently charging you? So if you hate your phone bill, you're ready to cut the ties with Big Wireless, Mint Mobile is the place for you. Like I said, $30 a month.
We're all looking
Unlimited
for
data.
ways to cut and cut costs.
And you
this
aren't
is a
losing
perfect way.
anything in the service
Exactly.
realm. You're still getting everything in. Plus, maybe you're getting more if you're not already on unlimited. You would be now for $30. All plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan, so you don't have to worry about that. You keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. It couldn't be easier for you
All
to
you're
make
doing
your
is changing your plan and making it
saving
less expensive.
that's it.
Who doesn't want to save money
If you're not 100% satisfied, Mint Mobile has you covered with their 7-day money-back guarantee. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's your phone. We use it more than anything. You'll know within 3 hours how happy you're going to be with this.
You'll be so happy.
Yes, so 7 days is plenty of time. So break up with Big Wireless and switch to Mint Mobile's premium unlimited data plan for $30 a month. And to get your unlimited wireless plan for just $30 a month, you can get it shipped to your door for free. Go to mintmobile.com/DPT.
Let them know we sent you.
Yeah, Mint Mobile, MINTMOBILE, mintmobile.com/DPT. That's how we know that we're telling a lot of people that we trust that they should go and do this and save some money. Cut your unlimited wireless plan down to $30 a month at mintmobile.com/DPT.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We got Jon Gabrus. If you want to follow him on social media, it's a highly recommend. Tell them how they can follow you.
Gabrus?
It's at Gabrus on all the forms, all the sites, the
Instagram, Twitter,
platforms. I'm shorting platforms.
Yeah,
to
they're all
forms.
platforms.
They're all
And
plats, baby.
podcast stuff that you're doing. Please let people know how they can get in on it.
I got my normal chat show podcast, High and Mighty. I have a movie podcast called Action Boys, which is a paid podcast, and it's not for everybody. But check it out. There's 7 free episodes at actionboys.biz. Maybe that'll get you to join.
Yep.
And then also I have the Gino Lombardo Show, which is a quote-unquote scripted podcast, season 2, airing now on Stitcher Premium. Use promo code Gino for 1 free month, and then cancel. And save yourself some money.
Yeah.
I don't see any slice of that future money.
Man.
So just listen because I'm proud of it. I don't make any extra money if you do.
I appreciate that. And you do such great stuff. And I'm so happy that we have you on here. You're one of our favorite guests to have on this show. We should mention to our fans that Live Dumb People Town on November 7th. Look, we know what's happening November 3rd, but we don't know what the outcome is. And I'm going to guarantee you on November 7th, we probably won't either. Sure. So you're either going to be really happy and you want to celebrate. You're going to be really pissed and you need a little bit of a break, or you're going to be confused and we still need a break. So we know what you're doing November 7th, 6:30 West Coast time, 9:30 Eastern time. Live Dumb People Town, Nowhere Comedy Club, John Hamm and the band Tennis. It is going to be an unbelievable show.
Hell yeah.
When this thing drops, I don't know when this will drop, I think a week from Tuesday. When it does, I can guarantee you that 400 tickets will have been sold for this thing already.
I think it's around like the 21st. So don't forget to, leading up to that, you can go to danielvankirk.com and play like camp games or Jackbox games with me. It's a lot of fun, very limited. And then on the 30th, I'm doing a Halloween bingo night.
Oh my God.
Costume party extravaganza. Hallowingo, thanks to Kyle Ayers.
Hallowingo.
Go to danielvankirk.com for that stuff. Make sure you check out the Sklar's Daily podcast.
Our daily podcast,
great,
Scarborough Country, the Virus Edition. Please check
and
all that
also we have a YouTube page, Randy and I.
Called
Scarborough Country. Scarborough Country.
Check that out.
Old cheap seats and everything. So.
All right, let's jump into
you want to do a story too?
Let's do it.
Here we go, friends. Sent in by Amy Redwantz at Amy_Redwantz.
Love her.
REDWANTZ.
Married in France.
Here we go. Gabrus, you could play this guy, and I would watch it. I'd watch a whole season of this man. KUTV from Utah. This comes in, although the link was NBC 25 News. Who knows? It might be the same thing. A Utah man allegedly stole a truck. He said he needed to rendezvous with aliens, but felt bad for stealing it and returned it to 7-Eleven stores.
There you go.
Or a 7-Eleven store.
He stole it from 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven's really expanding. It's like, we got trucks, Slurpees, chocolate milk, whatever you need.
Whatever you need.
Kids, the 7-Eleven truck is coming down the street.
It must be Christmas.
Dude,
hey, nah. The 7-Eleven truck is back.
I love when
They're gonna steal that from you.
7-Eleven sells gas. I'm always like, hey, stay in your lane, guys. You know what I mean? Like whenever they get like outside the thing, I'm like, when?
Sure. They're selling records now down
Are
at
they really selling records?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Records down there.
That and Fabergé eggs.
I'll take a supersized big gulp, half Coke, half Diet Coke, and I guess throw a gallon of unleaded in there.
Yes. Once it
Count
becomes
11 and that Beck album.
Listen, no. I mean, there's no better place. I think we talked about it on here before than our car wash. The car wash over on Prospect and Vermont. The stuff that they sell in the car wash. So you let your car go and then you just kind of wait inside and you go into the store. And they sell, of course, like mats for your car and air freshener and stuff. Then they sell greeting cards. Then they sell bongs. Then they sell Chinese throwing stars, so weapons. And then they sell like Italian loafers. Who is the person that is getting all their shopping done at this place? Honey, I need some new dress shoes. I got to get some Chinese throwing stars.
And a birthday card for your Uncle Larry.
Uncle Larry, some new air freshener.
Are car washes the West Coast answer to like bodegas? Because the car wash by me here in WeHo is very weird. It's got like a sunglass rack, a beeper stand. Like I don't. It's like they got the owner of the car wash must be like a time traveling fucking klepto because the shit is from all over the world.
The sisterhood of the time traveling car wash owner.
Anyway, this guy. I just love the process of
Stole
being
the truck.
Yes, I need to rendezvous with aliens. How am I going to get there? I need a truck. Steals the truck, then feels bad about it and drives it back to 7-Eleven.
So now he's going to get in trouble, obviously. But
Does he get points for bringing it back? That's my question.
Let's find out. Bryce Gerald Dixon, BJD.
BJD. Bryce is such a Mormon name, by
It
the
is
way.
a very Utah name.
Is accused of theft of a vehicle and 3 attempts to escape from official custody after he returned a red pickup truck that he later told police he needed so that he could get to the... Now, I feel like this is supposed to be Coliseum, but seeing how cities, as you guys know, change the pronunciation, I bet it's Colosseum.
Probably
I just have a
Colosseum.
feeling that it's Colosseum.
Colosseum.
Yes.
To get to Colosseum, to get on a flight with alien diplomats.
Oh.
So
I think I'm on 40 milligrams of Colosseum a day for blood.
Are you taking that still? All right.
Side effects may vary, Gabrus. Be careful.
Side effects may include stealing a truck from 7-Eleven.
And remorse.
Do you pick a truck? Do you have to like specifically think of what kind of truck you'd want for an alien ambassadorship meeting? Like, are you like,
Yeah, like
I'm not
what's going to impress these guys?
I can't
Yeah,
pull
does
up
he
in
have
this.
a normal car? But he's
Yeah.
like, I got to roll up in an F-350, bro. It's got to
Listen.
be cherry red,
It's
bro.
gotta look good. I can't go up in my Nova.
According to court document. Also, I love the specificity that it's diplomats, not just aliens. You guys don't understand. I'm meeting with the people in charge. This is
They're not.
These are the
Not some
buyers
fucking
and sellers.
schmuck,
No.
couple of twin podcasting hosting aliens.
Yeah,
no,
right.
these are real, powerful diplomats.
These are they represent. They're in the alien consulate. What do you not
I'm
understand?
pitching my show to the decision makers. I need a good truck.
That's right.
Also, the idea that it's like, and look, I'm not. The diplomats asked for me.
That's
this
right.
guy who had a carless Utah freak.
What if I roll up there and I'm not in this red truck? Huh? What's going to happen then?
They said get me the most powerful American, and I am responding to that call.
Price.
It is me.
Price.
Price.
According to court documents, Dixon intended to drive the truck all the way to maybe it is Coliseum.
Maybe it's Coliseum.
But because here they say the Coliseum.
That's it.
Maybe it was a typo over there. But felt bad for stealing it. So he returned to the 7-Eleven. I wish I could have heard that inner monologue.
Yeah.
You're going to get there and then they're going to say, nice truck. And they're going to, no, it's not yours. And then you started out this diplomat meeting
I should
with
go
a
back.
lie.
I should go back. I should
go
go
back.
back.
I should definitely go back.
No. I'm going to go. I don't want to be late.
I'm going to go. If I'm late, what's worse?
This
being
is why
late
I
or
leave early,
lying?
in case you decide to return the truck. This is why I plan to be early.
All right. I'm going to go back. I'm going to
I'm going to
go
go back. I'm going to go back. He calls his estranged brother. What do you want, Bryce? Just a quick piece of advice. Would diplomats be let down to me if I showed up in a stolen truck?
Which is worse, showing up in a stolen truck or being late? He's like being late. He's like, shit. All right.
I'm going to go back.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back.
I'm going to go back.
Fast.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. I'm going to
Yes.
go back.
So he intended to drive the truck all the way to the Coliseum, but felt bad for stealing it. So he returned to the 7-Eleven that he took it from to give it back. The truck had already been reported stolen by the owner, who left his truck unlocked with the keys inside while he stopped into the store. Now,
Okay.
He had to stop in the 7-Eleven to grab beef jerky to bring to a different alien meeting.
Yeah,
that
this
happened
guy's
on
going
the
to
east
a
side of
different
Utah.
look, I don't want a victim blame here, although we will always take the opportunity to do it in Dumb People Town because sometimes it applies.
If you leave your keys in
In your car and it's running, I don't care where. I don't want your car to get stolen, but there is a certain part on you that has to be like,
be smarter than that.
especially at a 7-Eleven.
At a 7-Eleven, there's
Fights and thieves are waiting at 7-Eleven.
police and thieves.
And high school kids asking
For beer.
Hey, mister.
Hey, mister,
Hey,
will you
yeah,
go in and
for
buy me?
sure.
Sure.
Did any of you guys ever do the Hey Mister?
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Did it,
yeah.
Did it work?
No.
No.
We got
because-
it a bunch of it's the only time where you're a child and you're profiling adults. It's rare in life
Yes,
where you're
it's
like
going the other way.
racially and you're like looking at a kid and you're looking at a guy like this guy is a scumbag.
Yeah,
And you're
yes.
like,
He
I
doesn't
can't
care.
wait. He's definitely gonna buy beer. Or the trick was to get 23-year-old kids, like
Yeah.
those kids who are like were just in your shoes like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
They can help you.
This
there's
guy's
a-
got a sliding moral scale.
There's simple things that someone could say to you on their way into the 7-Eleven that would allow you to think maybe. Like if somebody walks by and it's you and two of your guy friends or whatever, and they just go, boys, and you're like, hello, you leave them alone. If somebody's like, you guys having a wild night? You're like, this
Yeah,
guy
he's
is
like, Not yet.
right.
He says,
You guys
You could
staying
do
out of
some
trouble?
you guys having a wild night is followed by the three of you going, you ask him. You ask him.
100%.
Yo, you ask him.
100%.
Bro, you have a mustache. Well, dude, I know, but like, I think that's my dad's friend from work. You know, like, always, everyone has their own reason why they can't do it.
Right.
Bro, I'm trying to get into the police academy in 5 years. You know?
I'm the one who said hi to him, so it's your turn.
And the guy's like, ask me what? And you're like, here we go.
Right. Go ask him. Do it.
He opened the door.
And then there's
If
always,
we give you $78 in mostly singles, will you give us 2 12-packs of Steel Reserve? Yeah, pal.
Yeah,
I got
for
you.
sure.
Get you a case of Milwaukee's Best, and I get to keep the rest. All right, fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, I could talk about 7-Elevens all night, especially that dichotomy. Okay, so anyway, he returns it. The guy already called in, said it was stolen. I hope he admitted that he's partly to blame for it.
Yeah.
Police responded and investigated, and when an officer arrived at the convenience store, he was met by the truck's owner, who said the man suspected of taking it returned it. So everything has happened before the cops even get there.
Cops show up and they're like, "Where's the truck? Is this the truck?
Well,
I
he
thought it
already
was
returned
stolen.
it, but
He already returned
Cops
it."
just show up opening fire on the 7-Eleven. It's like, hey, guys, we actually already solved the fucking case.
Solved it. They said he returned it, and he was currently running from the location. So this guy's like, my truck's back, but there he goes.
There he goes. See that little head bobbing over there? That's the guy.
The officer used his radio, and another officer took the suspect into custody. The suspect was taken to a hospital for an injury sustained when the truck owner allegedly punched him in the face.
Okay.
So which means he brings back the truck, and the guy goes, "You got my truck? Yeah."
Here.
What? Punches him right in the face.
I got something
I love
for
that
you.
idea. He's like, sir, I brought you back your truck. The alien diplomats can wait. I apologize. The guy decks him. He's like, I brought it back.
Hey.
And now he's gonna have to explain that to the alien diplomats at the meeting.
Why you gotta
A quick call to my brother. Hey, is it better to have a black eye to be late or to have a truck? All three are fucked right now,
Right.
bro.
What am I gonna? What's the least?
Once in hospital care, police said that Bryce Gerald Dixon tried to slip past officers 3 times. He's got to get to this meeting, and no one understands.
Guys, you don't understand.
It's not a meeting that he can zoom
It's
into.
life and death.
Yes.
Honestly, how many movies have we seen in our lifetime from the point of view of this Bryce guy?
Yes.
Where it's
E.T.
like the cops are like, "What are you talking about, bro?" And you're like, "No, you actually have to listen to him." You're like
Yes.
watching from home. Yeah.
Yes. That's
We've
a
only
great
seen it from that perspective.
We're rooting for him to get out, and 3 times he tried. 3 times he
Three
failed.
times he tried. 3 times he failed. There, Dixon allegedly apologized to police and told them aliens needed him to get to the Coliseum. This is a very Boogie Nights Mark Wahlberg.
By the way,
you give me the tapes, I go get the money, I bring you. What do you guys not understand about this?
It's my favorite Russell Brand
cut to
movie.
3
Get him,
aliens.
Get him
Oh,
to the
sorry,
Coliseum. No,
Get him to the Coliseum. What were you
Cut
saying,
to 3
Gabrus?
aliens looking at their watches and tapping their tentacles. Like,
Yeah,
we're
This is
Yeah.
why we
supposed
don't
to
deal
be
with
here by
humans.
now.
This is why I took. And one of the aliens is like, guys, he brokered the whole meeting. He's like, I thought Bryce was good. Literally, like I looked at a lot
He's
of
like,
people.
I thought he was good, and the other one's like, well, I bet he rolls up here in a stolen red truck, and they all look at each other and they all crack up.
And that's how it happened. The alien went and called. Was like, "Don't bring the truck. Turn around.
not-
Go take
do
the truck
not-
back." I
do
already
not
talked to
bring
the
it.
other alien.
Do not.
And then one alien's like, I told you to say 9:30 when you want him to be there at 10.
That's
the
right.
one thing about Bryce.
You got to say a half hour ahead of time.
He was booked into the Utah County Jail on suspicion of theft of a motor vehicle and
Suspicion of theft.
I know.
think he stole that truck. He's like, bro, I admitted to it and gave the keys
So
back.
what is that charge? You know what I mean? Like
It's joyriding,
There you
right?
go.
It's like
That's
that's
right.
what I heard was like back
Yeah.
in the day. If you return the car, like when we were kids, would be like, if we steal this car, you have to just return it.
And you're
joyriding
fine.
is the worst that can happen.
That's right.
It's like,
So that's
You gotta
joy.
pay
not
Right.
killing someone else or aliens missing a big meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Any of these other terrifying
well,
things that could happen.
they gave no aid for Bryce Gerald Dixon, so we can't play it. But yeah, that's the man who stole a car.
Story
and then
number
returned
2
it.
down the
Yeah.
bus. Can you give
Jeez.
us a taste of what we're going to hear in story 3, Dan?
A wonderfully dumb, harmless story from Illinois.
All right, I love it.
Ooh,
Jon
I love
Gabrus is with us. Stay at Dumb People Town.
I don't know what that means.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
I am so excited to talk to you guys about this sponsor. They're friends of ours. They're people that Randy and I have reached out and connect to. They're twin brothers who started a clothing company.
Alex and Mike Faraday, and they're just the coolest dudes. Their wives work in the business. Their mom works in the business with them, and they make the best clothes ever. Jason and I have, like,
You've seen countless items of their clothing on us. I wore a Faraday shirt when we did Conan.
so did I. And you saw me in the last live episode that we did at Nowhere Comedy Club. I was wearing the flowered shirt. All my flowered, like, Hawaiian
that's
shirts
awesome.
are Faraday.
The Navajo print shirt that that Randy wears oftentimes. They have the coolest prints, the best, most comfortable clothes. When I was looking through my clothes to say, what do I want to wear on Conan? When we do our next stand-up special, I'm going to wear Faraday. We wear it all the time. It's comfortable around the house. It's that wave shirt that I have that I love.
And it's made so well. The products are and they have great stuff for women and great stuff for kids. I got stuff for my kids there and I got stuff for Amy there.
But here's the thing about this clothes, and Dan has seen it on us. They are timeless. They kind of go with the trends, but then they're timeless things that last forever and ever and ever. For 5, 6, 7 years, we're still wearing the clothes that we bought from them over and over, and they never get old. They only get better. They're like, let's make something that's super cool. Let's make something that's affordable, and then let's also make something that is comfortable. And that's what they do. They make high quality, comfortable clothing for life. Sustainable minded, designing products with a thoughtful focus on fabrics. As we said, they last a really long time.
Their patterns are unreal.
They're committed to community and the environment and all that
love
they do.
These guys so much.
They donate to the Surfrider Foundation, 1% for the planet. Look, it's a company run by a family, as we said, and that's who they are. The Legend Collection. This is the best stuff that they have.
The sweater shirts that are basically like
it's legendary. The softest, coziest shirt that I've ever worn in my life. And it's a good thing the quality stands up to everywhere because we wear it all the time, every day, all the time. So buying is forever. The smartest way to shop is to do it right now, and that's when we want you to do it. Right now, you get 25% off your next Faraday purchase.
Are you kidding me? That's unbelievable.
When you go and they have good prices. These guys care. They want to make this accessible to everyone. 25% off your next Faraday purchase when you go to FaradayBrand.com/DPT. That's Faraday, FAHERTY brand.com/DPT for 25% off. FaradayBrand.com/DPT.
Get all your holiday shopping done right now, right here.
This is a great company to support. You're supporting the small company that cares, a family company. It's like the way you support this podcast. We love these guys. Support them.
Get these great clothes.
Guys, I want to tell you about a podcast from our good buddy, one of the biggest, funniest stand-ups out there.
Joe great episode of this show.
Oh, he was so good on our show.
He thought he figured out my, he's like, hey, Dan doesn't have a good poker face. Like, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That was my favorite is a confident Joe Coy.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Well,
We've done his show.
best.
We've done his show. It's amazing.
His podcast, The Coy Pond, is the hit podcast from the hilarious mind of the man we were talking about, Joe Coy. Every week, Joe brings his infectious and explosive comedic energy, and it is both of those things from the stage to the recording studio, along with his co-host, Dre Simmons.
I love Dre.
Joe talks about every topic under the sun, family, stand-up, sports. He's a big sports fan. Whatever crazy things are going on in his life, and he just has a crazy, hilarious life. Conversations can be wild, silly, uproarious, but also Joe and Dre aren't afraid to dive deep. They do. They get deep on the show.
Personal and deep. I love it.
So Joe brings on guests from across the world of entertainment, including musicians, UFC fighters, comedians like Gabriel Iglesias, Hannibal Buress, Tisha Campbell, Sklar Brothers. And Dan, the Koi Pond is your weekly dose of good vibes, positivity, and laughs. We all need that right now. Everyone asks us, what's your recommendation for a podcast?
We're telling you right now.
We got one. So
Koi Pond.
Check it out. The Koi Pond with Joe Coy. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
All right, so something fun that we love to do for all of our Patreon people at any level, whether you're $5 all the way up, you get to get your name shouted out. We've done these a lot in the past. We're going back through. We want to make sure we cover it. You might have heard your name for a second time, but that's only because you're twice as loved.
We love you. It doesn't matter. Let's
you want
get
to
into
hear some people who support us that we love before we get back to the show?
Yeah.
Although we're still in the show.
That's right.
Here we go. Laura. What would you Geyer? Geyer? Laura Geyer.
Tomb Raider.
Ben Potter.
Ben
I love
Potter.
a name that you can't mess up.
I love a name.
What if he's like, it's actually Potter, and you're like, damn
Potter,
it,
he's
dude.
from Gryffindor.
I'd put that on him. Yeah,
From
100%.
Gryffindor.
He's next door to Gryffindor.
He's next door to
Jake
Gryffindor.
Magnuson. We know Jake.
Jake
Thank you,
Magnuson, Ver Magnuson.
Kelsey Walker.
Kelsey Walker.
White Walker.
Yeah, well, our dad's a Ranger. Chris Ellison. Thank you, Chris
Thank you,
Ellison.
Chris.
Seth G. No relation to Mick.
Yeah. Is it G-E-E?
No, just G. Yeah.
Seth G. He's
Daniel-
the original G.
Daniel Haloti. Love
Haloti.
that. That sounds like a character in like a 1950s
Or it's like a
adventure book.
tightened way to say hello, milady.
Cynthia,
Yeah.
Cynthia Barlow. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Alexander Viana.
Yeah.
You know this dude. He's from Northern Illinois. He came to my show in Rochelle, and
Alexander
I
Viana.
invited him to the Friends and Family after party. And he got to see full on Rochelle.
Viana
He's a great
sounds
dude.
like a type of chicken. I'll have the Viana chicken.
Or the sausages, the
easy
Viana
on
sausages.
Easy on the port sauce.
Nicole Blosky. She
Blosky.
sounds like a girl that someone in Chicago went to high school with, and she watched the fight.
Her dad's a cop.
Yes, 100%.
Her dad's Fred Blosky.
Lieutenant Blosky.
Clint Johnson. Clint.
Yeah.
Fraser Robinson.
I don't know which is the last name.
That's
Help me
true.
out. Fraser Robinson.
What would
Backwards,
you do?
forwards.
Kevin Succi. Would that be Succhey or Sucky?
Suchi.
I would go Succi.
Suchi.
Here's a friend of ours, Lacey Applegate.
Oh, Lacey.
we love her.
Tulsa. We love you, girl.
Kelsey E. Ingram.
Kelsey E. Ingram.
And it just says here, a week late podcast. We
Oh,
saw
dude,
them. They
this
were
guy,
at
this
the
dude.
last live show with the
This
post-show
dude-
hang. We got
this
to say
dude
hi.
is so awesome. He gives us so much love on Twitter. Love it, brother.
You ready for this name?
Yeah.
I could do a bit.
Can we do a whole new thing on this?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Rush, Rusch, Rosenberger.
Rush
Rosenberger.
the third.
Played offensive line, was a walk-on at Notre Dame.
6'5", 490.
Sure. NES Jumpman.
Rosenberger, left tackle.
NES Jumpman, who's been around since
NES
So
Jumpman
good.
is our Madison
Our
man.
guy up
I
in
know.
Madison. I love you,
Here's
brother.
a dude I love. He comes to all the game nights. He was at our one of our pre or
Meet and
post show
greets.
hangs. Dan Ford. Dan
Oh,
Ford's
Dan.
a great dude.
What's up, buddy?
Dan Ford.
Dan
Fresh-
Ford Chevrolet. It's like,
Yeah, I
I
know.
can't believe it. Dan Ford, why does he have a Chevrolet
That is
dealership?
great. If
Dan
it-
Ford Chevrolet,
yes.
please.
Fresh Poetic. I've seen them on Twitter.
Yep,
before.
so good.
Cra-
So good.
Kendra Pelkey.
Hi, Kendra. Thank you.
Is it? We've done this. We've talked to this person before. Is it Gemma Lahoy?
Yeah.
Gemma.
Gemma. Great name. My kids.
Lajoie.
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 Gemma Lajoie.
That's a last name with 2 consonants and 4 vowels.
That's a last name that is a booby trap for Daniel Van Kirk to get
This
through.
one I love. Just Marshall. Eric File. Eric File called the cops.
By the way,
tell-
I love Eric so much that I consider myself to be an Eric file. Yes.
That's
It's
good.
like an Anglophile. Audiophile.
Michael Kakuza.
Yeah.
That's a name. He only goes by his last name.
Dude,
Kukuz.
the change-
Right? When he shows up,
And also,
Kukuz.
he went. His.
They're not
his,
booing. Cuckoo's just
Where's
shut up.
Kukuz? Yeah,
Dude.
he went to breakup, so I don't know if he's coming or
He
not.
went through a
Kukuz.
transformation when he went into the Kakuza.
There you
And
go.
came out.
Here-
a different Michael.
Here's someone we're gonna camp on her lawn, Sarah Dune.
Sarah Dunn.
Is it Dunn or Dune? I always go
I
back
say
and forth.
Dunn.
I say done.
Oh,
You
you've
say-
done it again, Sarah.
Lane Woodruff.
Lane.
I love a good Lane name.
Lane Woodruff Chevrolet.
Lane Woodruff
Chevrolet.
and at the end, he says, "Stay in your lane."
Lane Woodruff siding. Lane Woodruff
For
aluminum
a
siding.
hole in your roof, for a whole new roof.
Did it.
Lane
Woodruff siding. I don't know. I tried. Alyssa Gaffin.
Gaffin.
Not Gaffigan.
No, Gaffin.
Gaffin.
She's straight Gaffin.
Straight- be
She's
gaffing
new
on
boot.
fools.
She's new boot Gaffin.
She's
Straight
gaffed
gaffing.
on fools.
Edward Booth.
Booth.
Dude, you've been with us for a long time. You
Yep.
are a founding mother
you,
and
my
father
brother.
of this whole deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
George Aiden Foster.
Thank you. Sounds like a novelist.
Brandon Noonan, been around forever.
Noonan.
Matthew Wendorf. I love Matt Wendorf. He's
Yeah,
come to
dude.
the game nights. He's hung out with me. He's hanging it, like watching the Blackhawks and living in Milwaukee. Great
love it.
dude. Michael Graves.
Thank you, Michael Graves. We have a Graves situation here.
And then let's see, Mike Wofford. I don't know about that. And then how do I say this? Akabraham Whedon. That's another one.
I don't know that.
I know. I tried. I give my best. Eddie. I like it too. And people just like that. Just keep it simple.
I love it.
Typical malfeasance. What does that mean?
I don't know, but
I love it.
typical malfeasance is like the criminal mischief of criminal
And
mischief.
then we just got a couple more. Josh Coe.
Mm-hmm.
Keouueh. Thank you, Josh. Kim Fritz. How much do we love our Kim
Fritzy
Fritz?
dog. Our Fritzy dog.
Kate Rosen. Thank you, Kate.
Thanks, Kate.
Signing off. She signs off from the weather report.
love
Buckley Wilkinson.
Dude, I want my kids to get into
Civil
Buckley
War
Wilkinson.
hero, Buckley Wilkinson.
And I want my kids to get into Buckley Wilkinson University.
And last but not least, our friend Chris Lund, who is a true local.
Chris
Thank
Lund,
you
love
so
you, buddy.
much, man. Those are just some of the people. We're going to run through all the names. If you heard it before, you got to hear it again.
This is one of the
Thank
joys
you
of
for
being in
support.
our. We really do thank each and every one of you for your support. And now let's get back to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Final segment. Daniel, take us home, buddy.
Let's do it.
Let's
Here
do
we
it.
go. Ready? Mm-hmm. Man has kept Richard Nixon's half-eaten sandwich for 60 years. Sent in by Stephen Bergen at Stephen Bergen PH, and that's Stephen. An Illinois man celebrated an unusual milestone.
And
I think you missed the part. Thrice divorced man.
lonely as hell man. And there's a little like slogan over the sandwich that says, "I am not a cook."
Yes, that's great.
That's so good. And by the way, how many times in his relationships have his like ex-girlfriends, ex-wives said to him, "It's the sandwich or me," and he's still got the sandwich.
Right.
We know what he chose.
Well, one of you was here first. An Illinois man celebrated an unusual milestone Tuesday.
And one of you smells like tuna. I cannot do this.
Holding on to an old sandwich that former President Richard Nixon once chowed down on. Steve Jenny from the small town of Sullivan, I know Sullivan, Illinois,
of course you do.
was a 14-year-old Boy Scout when the vice president made a campaign stop to Jenny's hometown on September 22nd, 1960.
This is when he's the vice president, not the president.
Right. Ahead of the speech at Wyman Park, Nixon was served a barbecue buffalo sandwich on a paper plate during a cookout. When he was finished, Jeannie snatched up the leftovers.
Oh, God.
He took a couple of bites and commented on how tasty, how good it was. Jenny, whose Boy Scout troop was asked to serve as honor guard during the Nixon
By the way,
cookout.
which means he hated it. If he likes it, he doesn't say anything and he eats the whole
finishes
sandwich.
it.
Right.
Yeah, Nixon. By the way, Nixon had the Boy Scout troop open fire on college students.
He's consistent.
4 dead in
They're my
Ohio.
honor guard.
Come on, Weeblos. We blow this thing up. Take out those dirty hippies.
What do you guys think about Nom? What are you, 14? Oh, you'll be there in about 4 years.
You guys want some death patches?
I looked around and I thought if no one else was going to, well, sorry, let me say this. Once he left, I looked down at the picnic table and everybody else was gone. And that half-eaten sandwich was still on the paper plate.
How do you prove that that's it? You cannot authenticate that
It's
in
his
any
heart.
way, shape,
That's
or
all
form.
you need to know. I feel like you talk to Jenny for 30 seconds. You know that he's been on Antique Roadshow and he'll go again.
whether they wanted him on there or
I'm
not.
going to tell you guys that's another thing I've resorted to because I can't go to Vegas. I think I mentioned this. I bet on the
Antique
appraisal rates of things on an Antique Roadshow.
Can you do that?
In my heart,
Oh,
yes.
okay. I was going to say, is there a thing?
And
How are you
watching
doing?
the background, people walking around the background who don't have something that's good enough to make it to TV, but they have a bright green button-up shirt on, like you a little bit.
Yeah,
Only
Jay.
yours is nice. Theirs is like
Ridiculous.
old picnic ready.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
I love watching Antique Roadshow. Okay, here we go. He says, once he left, I looked down. Everybody else was gone. And the sandwich was still there. I looked around and thought, if no one else is going to take it,
No
I'm
one
going to
else
take
is.
it. Jenny,
no one else
wants
No
it.
one else was.
If no one else is going to take this garbage, I might as well.
No one else is going to take this thing that should be thrown away. I guess I will. There's not an either or.
Also,
here.
this was written up in the Herald and Review, and it made it to the NewYorkPost.com. How many years do you think he's
Post.
been asking someone to do a story about
Please
his
do.
sandwich?
I've got a sandwich.
Right.
I've got half a sandwich. Well, you also got half a story there
Right.
because no one cares.
Well, and I'll also tell you, there's absolutely no proof. It's not like there's a picture of Nixon handing. It's not like,
Right.
oh, it's the famous sandwich that so and so was
Right.
eating in this famous. It's just like, I have a piece of folded paper here from
exactly.
Richard Nixon.
Is that the
There's
Nixon
no-
paper?
There's no certificate of authenticity for
can't.
something like this.
Here's what I love.
Yeah, although you could. I mean, we've gotten a lot better with DNA testing.
I suppose.
You could DNA test that sandwich to see if it, because I'm assuming they have Nixon blood and Nixon DNA
Of
somewhere.
course. With Nixon's
yeah.
half-eaten sandwich in tow, Jenny hopped on his bike and sped home to show his mom his new unique souvenir. I ran in the door and said, "Mom, I got the sandwich that Nixon took a couple of bites out of." And she was surprised and said, "What do you want me to do with it?" "Freeze it," he told his mom.
Freeze
By the way,
it, bitch.
What?
So Stevie Jenny.
What do you want me to do with it? Can be read in so many different.
Right, as she holds it over the garbage
What do
can.
you want me to do with it? If the
That's such a mom answer. Well, what do you want me to do with
Right.
this?
if the emphasis is on me, she's mad.
She's
You know what I
annoyed.
mean?
Yeah.
She's
What do you want
annoyed.
me to do with it?
Right. Stevie Jenny's mother, in her infinite wisdom, then wrapped the sandwich in a plastic bag and put it inside a Musselman's applesauce jar and stuck it in the freezer. And that's where it still is today, said Stevie Jenny, who
So
now
he's
lives in Springfield.
Still lives in his parents' house.
Ever since Jenny has kept the Nixon eaten sandwich frozen, and it once earned him a guest appearance on The fucking Tonight Show. What? Johnny Carson had him on in 1988.
That is bizarre. That is a huge sandwich here. Here's a guy that makes Ed seem like he's interesting. Half a sandwich for a man who only served half a term.
Is there enough room in there for your heartbreak, Steve?
That is wild.
Jenny even published a book this year called The Sandwich That Changed My Life. Subtitle, and no one else's.
That's right. Self-published.
As long as I am living, that sandwich will be stored in a freezer and the container that is labeled save, don't throw away.
He should definitely be buried with that sandwich.
Oh, he is.
No,
100%.
Today.
He should eat it as his last meal.
Yes.
That's the fucking move.
Dude, that is
for
the
real.
move.
How do you not eat that if on your way out of this fucking
Because
mortal coil?
I mean, if
Yeah.
you're gonna die, that if you're about to die,
Dude,
that is what you eat.
anyone. So he literally can't get into a relationship with anyone because if he gets into a relationship with a woman,
She's gonna be like, throw it out.
No. He's going to bring it up. Of course, that's what he thinks
who
is
he
his
is.
pro
It's cool.
move to get this
Yeah.
woman. Then, if they get into any fight whatsoever, she's going to wait till he goes to sleep. She's going to take it out.
Oh my god! This is my feeling about rat tails. You give people too much power. Someone could come cut that rat tail off, and you just lost 7 years.
you
Dude,
have
that's what happened to Samson and Delilah.
Yes.
You get too close to someone you can't trust.
Right.
It's like you gotta. That's his thing.
No, what he would have to do
sandwich
is
makes it impossible for him to trust people.
It's a wall.
Oh, that's he's like, I've had it bite tested by the FBI. It's definitely Nixon. They use Nixon's teeth
His tooth
approximations.
marks are there. They made a cast of the teeth.
Honey, where's my Nixon sandwich? Where's my Nixon sandwich?
Where's my
Where's my Nixon sandwich?
I just moved it. I put it behind. You don't
move the Nixon
You
sandwich.
don't move it. Oh my God! What a great
Story
story!
number 3.
I love it.
I love it.
Brilliant,
I love
beautiful.
story, Jenny.
So again, check out all the podcasts Gabrus has going on. One more time, let people know so that people can
Check out High and Mighty wherever you get podcasts.
Start
Action
with the
Boys.
Dan. Start with the Dan.
Start with the Dan.
Start with
Vegas
the Dan
episode.
episode. That's a great way in. Or start with the forthcoming Sklar Brothers episode.
We have to
I
do
can't
it.
wait to do
yeah.
it.
We'll
We're
do
gonna
it.
At
do
this
it.
point,
we
it has
still
to
gotta
happen.
we still gotta have my episode on to talk cabins, where I will just get
Yes.
very high and mighty about cabins.
I love it. There's so much that we can talk about. I'd like to talk about my half-eaten Gerald Ford sandwich. I don't have.
This
dude,
was awesome.
You're the best. Thank you so much for doing this. We always love having you on Open Invite. And
Oh,
shit,
please.
we gotta
Thanks
get
for
back.
having me, guys.
We gotta get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Scarpins Avenue.
A podcast network.